There's a problem that almost every single homeowner ignores. We write it off as just a minor annoyance, but it's silently costing you a ton of money, and believe it or not, causing real physical damage to your home. And it all starts with something as simple as a tiny little breeze. We've all been there, right? You're sitting on the couch, trying to get cozy, and you just feel that little bit of cold air hitting your neck. Or in the summer, that blast of humid air that just seems to come out of nowhere. It's something we all experience. But what's really going on? So most of us, our first thought is, ugh, this door must be old. Or I guess we're going to need new windows soon. But here's the thing. More often than not, the problem isn't the big, expensive window or the door itself. Nope, it's a tiny, completely overlooked part that is quietly given up, the weather stripping. So what exactly is weather stripping? It's that simple little rubber or foam seal that runs along the frame of your doors and windows. Its job is incredibly important, though. It's supposed to create a perfect seal to keep the outside, well, out. You can think of it as your home's first line of defense against pretty much everything. Now, when that first line of defense fails, the consequences are a lot bigger than just feeling a little breeze. The first major hit is a direct shot to your wallet. And trust me, it's a much bigger deal than you probably think. So why does this stuff even fail? Well, in a place like the GTA with its wild seasons, the cycle is just brutal. The summer heat makes things expand, and the winter cold makes them shrink. Year after year, that perfect seal gets cracked, then it gets hard and flattened, and eventually it's completely useless. In a lot of older homes, that stripping could easily be 15, maybe 20 years old, and at that point, it's doing absolutely nothing. And get this, it doesn't take much. You might not even be able to see the gap with your own eyes. But if it's just the thickness of a credit card, that's all it takes to basically open a direct channel from the outdoors straight into your home, letting air pour in 24/7. And this is where the big disconnect happens. What you feel is super minor, just a little draft. But what's really happening is that your heating and cooling system, which was designed to work in a sealed house, is now working overtime. It's constantly fighting against that air pouring in. And what does that mean? A stressed out system and bigger energy bills every single month. But hey, the financial cost, that's only half the story. The second consequence is honestly even more alarming. That same air leak doesn't just bring in cold or hot air, it brings in moisture. And that's when a slow, quiet, and destructive attack on your home's actual structure begins. So, let's say you see some bubbling paint or a soft spot on the drywall right near a window. Your mind probably jumps to the worst-case scenario, right? Oh no, the roof is leaking. But what if the problem isn't coming from the top at all? What if it's coming from the side? It's a pretty simple and nasty chain reaction. First, that moist outdoor air slips right through the gap in the seal. Then, when that humid air hits your cooler interior walls, condensation forms, little water droplets. Your drywall, well, it acts like a sponge, soaking up that moisture day after day, until finally you see the ugly result: bubbling paint, peeling surfaces, and sometimes even mold growing behind the wall. And that's the really sneaky part. The damage you can see today isn't new. It's the end result of a problem that's been going on for months, maybe even longer. It's this silent, gradual decay happening right inside your walls where you can't see it. Okay, so that's the problem. It's costly, it's destructive, it sounds pretty bad. But the good news is there is a clear, totally straightforward solution to stop the damage and make sure it doesn't happen again. A professional approach isn't just about slapping on a new piece of rubber. No way. It's a complete strategy. It starts with a real diagnosis to find every single source of the leak. Then they get all that old, failed material out of there, install durable, high-quality new seals, and, this is crucial, they repair the drywall damage that's already been done. And this is where that expertise really, really matters. A trained eye can spot things you would never notice, like how tiny dust patterns can reveal hidden airflow, or how a door that's just slightly misaligned means that even brand new weather stripping won't create a proper seal. Fixing these underlying issues is the only way to get a real, long-term solution. So we've looked at the problem, we've looked at the professional fix, but how can you protect your home going forward? Well, the best strategy is always prevention. And you know what? It's a lot simpler than you'd think. It really just comes down to a simple annual checkup. Once a year, maybe before winter hits, just take a quick walk around your house. Feel for any drafts. Take a close look at the seals. Are they cracked? Are they hard? Do they look totally flattened? Make sure your doors and windows close nice and snug. Just a few minutes of doing this can help you catch a failing seal way before it becomes a serious headache. So at the end of the day, that tiny, annoying little draft is basically a warning light on your home's dashboard. It's telling you that your defenses are down. The only question left is, what is it costing your home and your wallet right at this very moment? It's probably worth taking a look.